Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. And through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update out of our $1 million challenge. And if anybody's not aware of this, this is a journey of an investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So for further details, have a look at the in-depth video in the description below, and also details how to join. In the previous video I provided a stock update for ticker symbol BBIG, ticker symbol ILUS, and also for NLST Netlist, so please refer back to the previous video for important updates for all three stocks. In today's video I'm going to be providing an update for ticker symbol ABML, American Battery Metals. So before we do that, one thing I'd like to look at is one of the key reasons why the markets over the last few weeks have been significantly down. And first thing I'd like to share with you here is an article from Reuters, and the headline here we can see is Wall Street week ahead, investors shelter in US regional banks as Fed hikes loom. So if we continue with this article, we can see that expectations of rising interest rates are bolstering the bank shares. However, as many of you will be aware, the vast majority of the other stocks are quite significantly down, and at the bottom of this article we can see that investors are expecting the Fed to hike interest rates more aggressively to combat the fear of inflation. The bank will be meeting next week, hopefully on Wednesday, and we're looking at possible interest rate increase in March. Let's have a quick look at a heat wave of key stocks. On the screen here we can see there does seem to be a general bloodbath in the market. Google is down in excess of 2%, Facebook is down in excess of 3%, Tesla's down close to 5%, Amazon down again in excess of 5%, Apple's also down in excess of 1%, Microsoft down in excess of 1.66%, so very difficult trading conditions so far. Let's now make a start on today's stock analysis, which is for ticker symbol ABML, American Battery Metals. It's a stock that has been featured a few times on the channel, so for more in-depth detailed due diligence on the stock, please refer back to the previous videos. Key question I'd like to address in today's video is why has the stock gone down quite significantly over the previous 12 months. So let's have a look at the chart. So what's unusual and what's positive about the stock today is while we have just recently seen that the whole market is down quite significantly, unusually American Battery Metals has been doing well today. It's one of the very few stocks that is green, and we can see it was up in excess of 13%, and at time of editing at 75, just in excess of 75 cents. However, the key thing I'd like to look at today is why has the stock gone down over the year. We can see at time of editing it's down approximately 68% over the year, and at one time people will remember then when it was close to trading close to $5. So what are the key reasons why it has come down? The first reason I'd like to share, which I'm sure you're all aware of, is continued and significant short attacks, most notably by Spruce Point Capital. These unfortunately have been successful, and the problem that we've had is they have also led to significant panic selling in the stock, and this certainly has not been good for the share price. The next factor I think which is very important, and that is difficult trading conditions. Trading conditions have not only affected ABML quite negatively over the previous 12 months, but also many other prominent stocks. The key reason for this has been the impact of the pandemic, as well as more recently the fear of inflation and the impacts of inflation on the market. So let's have a quick look at some of these key stocks that have also been affected as well as ABML, and these stocks are stocks which people have very high expectations for in terms of the market over the previous 12 months. So the first stock on the screen here we can see CRISPR. CRISPR is one of the stocks chosen by Cathy Wood, and we had very high expectations. This was at one point trading close to or in excess of $180. We can see over the previous 12 months this is down in excess of 66%. So again, it's still trending down, but this is a business with very high expectations. The next stock on the screen you'll see is Fubo. Again, Fubo is a stock that at one point was trading in excess of $55, and again we can see this is down over the previous 12 months in excess of 72%. So again, this is a stock that people had very high expectations for, but it's also a victim of difficult trading conditions. The next stock on the screen you can see is Palantir Technologies. Again, this is a stock that people also had very high expectations for. We can see over the previous 12 months, this is down in excess of 48%. At one point, this was trading in excess of $44, currently around about $13.59. And again, it's a stock that people did not expect this to happen. If we continue with another one, Roku is also a stock. At one point, it was trading in excess of $480. Currently, it's approximately $151 at time of editing, and it's down in excess of 66%. So, and finally, I think the important one to look at with regard to ABML, and that is Lifecycle Holdings. This is a stock that recently was doing quite well, and it was trading close to $14. And with a chance of getting close to $15. Unfortunately, we can see recently a strong decline, and it's gone from that high of in excess of $14 to currently where it's now trading around about $7.56. So approximate almost 50% decrease in that short period of time. However, over the year it is down in excess of 38%, so not good for Lifecycle. However, for American Battery Metals, we've had similar situation, so it doesn't mean there's something wrong with the business. What it does mean is market conditions are tough, not only for ABML, but many of the important and prominent businesses similar to ABML, and also other businesses as well. The next factor I'd like to talk about with regard to ABML is a factor which I think has affected the share price, and that is insider selling. However, one thing I would like to remind everybody about is, although insider selling has been taking place, and this has been quite prominent in the market in terms of people being aware of it, one thing I would like to remind everybody, there is a Form 4 here, and in this Form 4 we can see that Ryan Meltzer has increased his holding of American Battery Metals by approximately 3 million shares. So although we have had insider selling, we also have buying here as well. So that should be a good positive sign for the long-term potential of the stock. The next factor I'd like to talk about is construction. There is a perception that construction is delayed. I don't necessarily agree with this. I'm going to share with you shortly a reason why I do not think construction is delayed once now certainly that it has started. I do believe there was a delay initially from Fernley, but since that approval, I think construction is certainly going extremely well. So I'd like to give a quick shout out here to Mythblaster. So on the screen here you can see one of the images he shared and gave permission to share. Here is giving a good image in terms of the overall construction from an aerial point of view. We can see the overall plant layout, and certainly progress seems to be good. I'd like to continue with the focus on construction and give a quick shout out to ABTCstock.com. On screen here you'll see in terms of one of the key reasons why I disagreed in terms of the construction being delayed, and from the website we can see in green here estimated days ahead or behind schedule according to the Gantt chart. So we can see here positive news is in terms of construction measured by the website, they seem to be 15 days ahead of schedule. And the two other important figures at the bottom here on the right hand side, we can see they're approximately 113 days away from estimated production building completion, and we're looking at around about the 4th of June 2022. And on the bottom left hand side we can see we're looking at 159 days estimated to black mass production. So again, positive news there, and let's now proceed to have a look at the Gantt chart. So on the screen here you'll be able to see that this Gantt chart was completed from the 6th of October 2021, which was the start date of the pilot plant. On the left hand side we can see the key phases in construction. So these include the building stage 1, which will include build and base pad, foundations, underslabs, etc. After that we're going to have owner equipment, then secondary equipment, office and building, and at the very end we're going to have the warehouse. So in terms of what's going on right now, we can see in terms of 100% completion, we have the build and base pad, we've got 100% completion there, foundations 100% completion, underslab and MEPs 100% completion, SOG 100% completion, form, port and panels we're looking at 65% completion. So good news overall here in terms of progress. We do have 0% completion on tilt panels, but over time this will continue and this will be measured. So certainly have a look at this website in terms of a good measure of progress in terms of construction, abtcstock.com. And finally, just to finish off, one thing I'd like to do is a quick reminder in terms of the general fundamentals of the business. The company has not changed, the fundamentals have not changed, the future demand and revenue potential has not changed. Of course, market conditions have become more difficult. Trading is certainly more difficult in terms of the share price. It's not what we expected. We did not expect the share price to come down significantly as it has. If we look at the positive point of view of this, it gives a great opportunity for some investors to average down. It also gives a great opportunity for some investors to enter the stock at generally a good discount price. Going forward, I think the potential is still huge, and one other thing I'd like to remind everybody is investing in ABML is certainly, in my opinion, a long-term hold. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.